want to say hello to everyone and welcome you to this episode of Coffee with Mr. Karsten. Today I'm just honored to be a part of something that's very historic here at LSA, and that's a golf champion, a state champion, and we're going to meet Hunter York here in a second. But I got so excited that I didn't even bring my coffee, but we're still going to say this is Coffee with Mr. Karsten. We are honored to start with Coach Spinner and your first year at LSA, and I don't know how you're going to top this one, but we're going to try to continue to do that. But welcome to LSA and congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
We have a state champion, but we also have a team that had a lot of success this year. So let me start with this. What have you enjoyed the most, really, about being coach here at LSA?
I would say the number one thing is the team aspect. It was our goal early on when we first took this on, and not knowing these young individuals very much. It was a clear ramping up of what we had to do. And to be dead honest about it, once we achieved, it was in the rain up at Bloomington at the sectional when we realized that we'd finished second and we're going to state, the look of satisfaction on everyone's face, both the golfers, their parents. I'm sure I had to be reflecting the very same thing. That was a very satisfying moment in my life.
Absolutely.
So I'll never forget that.
And when you say it's them, we had just an excellent 2-year co-op that we co-op this year with, and last year, Argenta Orienta. So some notables. It kind of became a core group of 3 LSA kids and 3 Argenta Orienta kids. So mention those.
Well, Dylan Ground was clearly our second golfer next to Hunter. And besides Dylan, we had Griffin Sparks, also a very capable golfer, and Austin Brown, who vacillated between the 5th and 6th spot and actually participated in some of the scoring late in the season. So we used everybody from both schools. It was quite a team effort. And it gives rise to why these co-ops are successful,
right?
Without a doubt.
And your LSA golfers then were Hunter, and who were your other 2?
We had Mitch Creamer, and we had Dayton Pate, a freshman here this year, and looking for a lot of good things out of despite the seniors that are going to be graduating. We look like we've got a good core group of 4 golfers that we can build this on going forward.
And even before you got into that regional and sectional and your LOVC championship run, and I want you to talk about each of those, you had a lot of other golfers and just again, like you said, a team aspect. But regular season, what was your record going into regional?
Our record, I believe, was 19-1 or something along those effects. I believe it was 19-1 in both dual and multi-team matches. So, and it was really the one lone loss to Arcola at Kaskaskia Country Club in Arcola that really got this group focused.
Okay.
To some degree, I think at the point we were 14-0, just going along at our own clip, and it really wasn't until the guys got beat that night on a Tuesday night did they really get focused. In fact, we had a nice meeting on Wednesday. The team of 9 golfers. I need to mention we've got 7, 8, and 9 golfers. There were 3 seniors, and everybody had a very specific job. We had one of the seniors that did not get an opportunity to go, wanted to be the keep everybody loose mentality. Everybody was there to support Hunter and support the rest of the team. Everybody had a very specific job. We brought that on. The following 3 days later, we win the LOVC tournament in Arcola, the very same golf course that we got beat on. I think we beat our nearest competitor by 40 shots or 40-some shots, if that's what my memory recollects that. And I can tell you that it was very satisfying to watch the guys really become focused at that particular time. The next step, we had a couple more matches after the following week that we did very well in. We stepped right into the regional tournament down in Meadowview, down in Mattoon. I think that we shot 319 and our closest competitor was 353. So it was very tough sledding down there, and the guys came through with magnificent numbers.
And I will say that's back-to-back regional champions then at that point.
And exactly correct.
Just a lot to be proud of with that
without
team.
A doubt.
And I think after last year, they probably had even higher hopes of this year. And it went there. So sectionals?
Sectionals. These guys knew that at sectionals they were within a whisker of going to the state last year. I think it was within 3 shots is what everybody knew. And they knew the numbers that they shot, and repeatedly throughout the year. There's not much that I was going to do from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint of playing competitive golf throughout my lifetime, I knew that there was things that we had to shed and just become so focused. Now, there's not much you can do with Hunter. Hunter, you got to turn him loose. You got to know when to help him out and know when to stay away from him, just let him do his thing. But the rest of the golfers, some pretty common sense things. They happened when we went to the sectional golf tournament up in Bloomington. We had some very specific ideas that we wanted to convey to our players. Play to the centers of the green. Take your 2-putt, tap in par, and let's move on. The state champions from the year before, El Paso Gridley, was also in our very own sectional. They shot 314, we shoot 317. We went toe-to-toe with these guys on a very difficult golf course over 2 difficult days. It's supposed to be a one-day tournament. The weather turned absolutely miserable. We didn't back down one iota. We go face-to-face with these guys, right. and really, I was never more proud of a group of young men in my life than I was. And the satisfaction on everybody's face that Tuesday afternoon when the realization was brought forth that we're going to be at the state tournament in a couple of days, right, made the whole thing worthwhile.
So we ended up second in sectional.
Second in sectional.
Qualified for state.
Qualified for the state golf tournament. There's multiple regionals that happen throughout the country. 3 teams from every regional get to go to the sectional, and 3 teams from every sectional get to go to the state. So we're competing with 11 other teams at the state level now. 180 teams, I think, started out in Class 1A about 10 days prior to the state tournament. So we're inside the top 12, and our desire was, and I told these kids from day one, that everything I saw from a physical standpoint, there really wasn't many golf teams that I saw out there that were better than they were. We simply had to play mentally stronger to take away any of the laurels that were coming our way. And as it turned out, obviously at the state tournament, we end up 4th, one spot away from a trophy. It would have been really nice to have something for your trophy case that these guys could have held on to for the rest of their life. There's a memory that they're never going to forget the rest of their life. But to finish 4th in the state after 180 schools started that competition is very satisfying. And then again, to have Hunter as your individual champion, I think there's going to be some statistics that will say that we don't have many golf champions coming out of the Decatur or the Macon County area. So it's very satisfying.
Well, let's bring in our state champion, Class 1A of our golf state champion for the state of Illinois and senior here at LSA, Hunter York. Congratulations. Let me start that way. What a fun season. What a fun 2 seasons. You kind of been there and done that, except you come into this year thinking what maybe could have been. And as we've recalled a lot of our team success, but let's just talk about your individual success. The journey through regional, through sectional, and up into becoming state champion. Take us through how you're feeling and what you remember about those individual tournaments.
The individuals?
Well, just your individual tournaments.
Okay. Well, in regionals, they're all the same. I'll just go out and try and shoot the best number I could because I know I had to carry some weight for the team, That's it. Just play good golf. That's all I ever thought, but it was special.
When you finished regional, you went to a playoff, right? And ended up runner-up that day. Went into the sectional, and tell us about your individual success at the sectional.
It was a long one. It was a mentally grueling one too because of the weather was so bad. But luckily, this course was kind of shorter, and I could have took advantage of that. But also, the player I was playing against, he's going to ISU next year, is Michael Mounts. He's a really good player. And we went toe-to-toe all day, and we kind of feeding off each other.
And he was actually one of those then we're one of the top 4, I believe, right, in 3rd or 4th with his brother. And I got to tell you, I wasn't able to go to those 2 days of the state competition, but I had my phone and the IHSA website all the way through, and I'll show you some of those snapshots that we were watching you. Watching you lead, watching you be tied, watching you battle back. So what would be one of the certainly winning the whole thing is the greatest memory, but what do you talk about as you think about those 2 days and then ultimately becoming a state champion?
The second day was much harder. The first day I was kind of on cruise control. I hit the ball so good and I didn't really have to think about anything. But second day I missed a 1-foot putt on number 5 that never miss. It's that long. And then 6, I bogeyed. I 3-putted that. So that kind of took a turn of events. At the beginning, I was thinking, okay, I might not be leading anymore. And then mainly that capped it all off was hole 14 when I birdied it. I birdied 11, but that was 14 was the best one because I knew – because last year I double bogeyed that hole, and that's kind of what set me off from first to third, I think. So, and I birdied the hole both days this year.
And you played that state tournament run on the same exact golf course this year. To finish first, obviously very unique. I'm going to talk here in a second with our athletic director, Kurt Younghouse, and not just a unique thing for LSA and a unique thing for you to be a state champion, but a very unique thing for Macon County and the city of Decatur. Coach, let me bring you back in here one more time. You were at the tournament for those last 2 days. What's a highlight or two or a turning point or a key moment that you remember from the tournament?
Two highlights, really. One, obviously, was Hunter and the cool that he has projected all year long. You have to understand this young man has only lost one individual golf match all year long, and that was in the second hole of a playoff at the regional. Everything else he handled, and he handled it with a lot of class and a lot of style. Emblematic of as he takes his career going forward, it looked like, and I've conveyed to these guys, act like a professional. Hunter, all year long, acted like a professional. Two goes back to one of our friends from Argenta Oriana, Griffin Sparks. Griffin Sparks had some trouble in the 16th hole, and when he gets to the 17th hole, he realizes he played the wrong golf ball. I can't tell you the number of adults that probably would have put that ball back in the bag and just gone ahead and played on from right there. But he had the internal capacity to stop play right there and say, guys, I got a problem. And he called a 4-stroke penalty on himself. Wow. We actually had some work to do, but he called a 2-shot penalty for a lost ball and a 2-shot penalty for hitting a wrong ball. And I got to be honest about it, I was very proud of not only him but the entire team, because I felt any one of us would have called the very same penalties on ourselves. So it was very neat. So those two things right there are going to live inside my mind for a long, long time.
An individual memory and a team memory.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Speaks
it is. To anybody that watched Hunter over the weekend, you would think that he was on a walk in a park or watching a movie. I mean, he looks that cool and calm. I know he's not that cool and calm, but he projects that going forward. So he's a good character to have on a golf team.
Well, a dream come true, certainly, for you, and what a representation and a memory for this school. We've had some team success in some other sports, but to have an individual state champion, and we just want to congratulate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And let me also then talk to our athletic director, Kurt Younghouse. Very unique to have this kind of athletic success. I know you're just a proud little papa of your athletic program. But Kurt and I were talking earlier, this is unique to LSA, unique to Hunter York to be state champion. But you did a little research in how unique this is to Macon County and the city of Decatur. Share that with us.
I went back and looked at all the state champions that have come from Macon County / a Decatur high school. Over 146 state champions. There used to be only one state champion. Then they did 2 different divisions. Now they do 3 different divisions. There have been 3 guys. 1930-31, George Corby from Moweaqua won a state championship. In 1998-99, Matt Yelovich won a state championship with Mount Zion. And the only person from a Decatur public school has been Hunter York this year to win the 1A state champion. So really exciting. Of 146 times that this has happened, only one person from a Decatur city school has won it, and only 3 times in Macon County. So very special for Macon County, for Decatur, that we have such a nice prodigy in Hunter York.
You know, I know Hunter continues to talk about how excited he is to be a state champion, but, you know, for him to know how unique this is, I think it's something for our city of Decatur to celebrate, and we're going to remind everybody kind of the uniqueness of that. You were at the state champion, the 2 days of the state tournament, and we've talked to Coach and we've talked to Hunter. What would you share with this audience? Some of the highlights or some of the turning point that you saw in those 2 days?
I'm going to go back to 6th grade when I first met Hunter, and I knew he was something special watching him on the basketball court. Didn't even know how talented he was on the golf course. But last year as a junior, You and I both went up and watched him on day 2, leading, doing a great job representing LSA well. And on hole number 14, par 4, a little water on the right. Got really lucky on his tee shot that it didn't go in the water. Was on a tree root. Is that correct? Tree root? Didn't get a good shot. Ended up double bogeying the hole, you know. And you could see that he'd been struggling and finding so hard in the bad conditions 2 days. This year, first day on 14, watching him again, I'm holding my breath. He probably didn't even think about it, but I was thinking about it. Has a great drive just left of the fairway. And I'm sitting there standing by him, and, you know, I said, Hunter, I believe in you. And he hits the second shot just off the green, makes a putt for birdie. It was awesome. I was excited. I was like, yes, he's gotten over 14. Well, the next day, hits a drive, hits the cart path again, and he's like 60 yards out. Puts it to 3 feet, maybe even 2 feet, makes a birdie. So on the hole that gave him trouble the year before, he dominated it this year. And that's what I'll remember, his mental fortitude to overcome that tee box that first day, to still make a great swing and to then birdie it twice, to get those strokes back from the year before. Very neat as a spectator to watch that.
Now, as people have listened to this, you'll see how unique one of Hunter's memories was, that dominating that hole number 14. And you remembered the same thing. So great minds think alike. All right, so here's the real deal. You know, when we come down to Coffee with Mr. Karsten, thank you all for being on here. But we're going to take it outside, okay? Mr. State Champion, pretty good golfer in our AD and really good golfer in our coach Spinner here. But we're gonna swing a golf club, and we're gonna see who can hit it closest to the goalposts out here on the football field. So you got a little time, or you can join us, and we'll see if you want to put this hardware on the line for a little bit. All right? Okay, let's go have some fun. All right, Coffee with Mr. Karsten's going to end up out here on the LSA football field. And we got a little contest going on. We're going to see who can go from the 50-yard line closest to our Lions goalpost out here in the end zone. So Kurt Younghouse, athletic director, is going first, then Coach Spinner, and then myself, and then our state champion, Hunter York. We're going to see who truly is the best golfer today. Go. Hitting stuff. Oh,
That's not bad.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Aim at.
Take the wind out of the equation.
All right, Coach Spinner. Bounce left.
Bounce right, the other left.
Okay,
I
left
like
to
the other
measure.
left. I still think I'm further. I think that's what you got to beat right now, Coach Spinner.
Oh, bounce hard.
That's something.
Got way underneath that. Ain't gonna be me.
That's at least 22 yards away.
That was way underneath that. All right, Hunter. It's like our state champion.
No pressure.
Oh, get out.
Deep. Oh, that's
Not
deep.
me.
All right, let's take a look.
All right.
4 plus 2 JFL and Tuesday night practice.
All right, this is you, hi, Coach.
That's the coach.
You guys got me. And did you just hit mine here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not me.
Ooh.
D1. This is me over here. All right. So I think
My
Coach-
default.
Coach Spinner is our champion.
Whoa.
No? Yeah? Or do we need to measure?
I mean, he's definitely off the green if that's the pin.
Oh.
Still on the green.
We can have a rematch.
No,
No,
we're good.
I know.
All right.
Thank
Way
you
to go,
very much.
Coach.
Thank you, Mr. Karsten.
Hey, Mr. Younghouse.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Coach Spinner, thanks for being part of Coffee with Mr. Karsten, and Hunter. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
A lot to be proud of, and state champion, Class 1A. Continue to talk about LSA and athletics, and today we see a very positive thing in a state champion. I want to congratulate Hunter York, and most of all, to God be the glory for his talent and for this school, this athletic program. To God be the glory.